Hey everybody, Rick here with Game Trade Media. We're coming to you with the first look at Overlight, the RPG by Renegade Game Studios. Add to my scroll.
So we have a general idea of the direction that we need to head with your map and
towards the smoky wreckage of the ship.
All right.
Yeah. So we at least have a marker in the sky.
The line didn't run off in that direction, did it?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Alrighty. So off we go towards where the wreckage is, which is the direction in which we're headed. So it's about the equivalent of a day or so later, or another 12 hours or so actually, when you catch the rest of the wreckage in sight.
Damn.
And
2 days? Okay.
No, half a day, 12 hours. 12 hours. Yeah. So there's just a bit of a greasy haze in the sky above it as whatever was burning is mostly burnt out. Even before you get terribly close, you can tell that it looks like there's some sign of violence or something that has caused parts of it to sort of be spread out, from not just from the crash, but from folks,
Right.
Moving stuff about or throwing stuff.
So the crew has already gone into a dystopic society and have
You just see from afar that there's wreckage, sort of spread about in such a way that doesn't make sense from the crash.
Okay, yeah.
It's been picked over. I'm assuming it looks picked over.
Potentially, like you're not. I'm assuming you haven't gotten much closer.
Well,
yet.
I would be airborne
Okay.
because I probably
All right.
can't traverse through snow very well.
Sure.
So I'd be airborne, and maybe I could zoom in a little closer and come back and
Scout a little bit.
land on your sholdder and give you a little
Sure.
tutelage
Okay.
as I am wont to do.
So Dafka's right. Like it looks like there's been some stuff that's sort of been rummaged through. Although it looks like there's bodies
Yeah.
that are further afield than where they should have been for the fight.
Okay.
I'm sorry for the crash.
Does it look like there was crew that survived and they were put up a fight and were killed?
Potentially.
Okay. Potentially.
Okay.
That's not good.
Well,
If I use beast ways, will I be able to tell if it looks like they've been attacked by animals or people?
Sure. Once you get up there.
Yeah.
Yep.
so should we proceed?
It is the direction we have to go.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So you get to the wreckage, and sure enough, it looks like there were a few of the RML crew folk that survived, and tried to set up a makeshift camp, much like you guys did, but there was some sort of assault, and they were slain. You can make a Beastways check.
That's 10 and a 6 and a 10. And then I rolled a 4.
Nice.
So that's a radiant success. So the tracks in the snow would suggest that it looks like they were well, it's pretty obvious actually. It looks like they were probably Hamanu that had been here. Unusually, it looks as though some of the victims have been at least partially dismembered and/or eaten.
Well, there's something you don't see every day.
Yeah.
By Humanu?
Let's have
It doesn't sound.
let's have you make a folklore check.
Okay.
Only because you're the Ember Tongue. You're the one that sort of knows about the ways of other folk.
Because I told her.
Nothing good.
Wow, the dice are not your friend today. Everybody else seems to be doing okay. Not so much. You can make a check too, since you
Very
have.
well.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like, I don't know. It looks
also
like these
folklore.
people fell apart. I don't understand. Limbs just
Must have been really cold. And they just
Yeah.
shattered.
Yeah.
Like.
Ooh.
Wow, that's no good either.
0. No, none.
You got nothing.
Nothing.
All right.
I got folklore too. Do you want me to take a stab at it?
I think you absolutely
check,
should.
yeah.
Yeah. Suckley concurs with me.
It would
They fell apart.
It's like ridiculous.
Never seen anything like it.
Tissue paper. Just
Tissue paper. There we go.
That's not much better.
I got a 7.
So that's one success. So a
Yeah.
spirit point would be required to be spent to knock it over.
All right, yeah, I'll do it.
All right. So, all the learning and teaching of the Emperor tongues and the Tyrexian tears combined are just like, I don't know, something made them.
You were about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
I'm going through all my scrolls, and I'm like, I'm missing my scroll. I miss it. That's what it was.
So Davka, you have heard tales of sort of a renegade sect of Hamanu who have, generations ago, many generations ago, they pushed back against the idea that the Hamanu should bond with the monastics, and have created their own subculture. They're called the Iron Hamanu, and they are much more traditionalist in their ways, and they're much more, they tend to live much more like animals, and they are flesh eaters.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Can choose to keep that to yourself or not. No, let's make sure that Norba's not around when you tell that story.
It's like, can we a little huddle up here? Just like, yeah, Hamanu cannibals. We need to get the hell out of here. We need to go. Let's not linger here. Like, which direction are the tracks going?
The direction you need to be in.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. So it looks like the way these call them snackers went.
Sneakers.
This is the way we got to go. So we got our work cut out for us. So
Can anybody get a good idea of how many Hermanu attacked the encampment?
Give me either somebody give me a survival check or a beastways check.
Yeah, that's not me.
Okay.
all right.
Some of you nature people.
I got 2, then I rolled a 4.
Yeah.
So you can add a spirit point.
Yeah.
So you can even numbers add spirit points unless you rolled all 6.
I got 3 successes and a 2.
Okay. So both of you got radiant successes. So it looks like there might have been as many as like 6.
Oh. That's more than us.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're big. I mean, they're not pyro big, but
I
they're
literally
big.
wanted to be like, when she just said that, Benari with their numbers. Obviously, there's more than us. There's 6.
So that's what lays ahead of us, but we gotta go
Yeah.
in that direction anyway. So, I say, I'll take the rear. We keep Zachary can take the sky, Naya can take the point, and then we keep you in the middle.
Did you say no?
No, I said that.
Oh. Naya can take the point. No.
We keep you in the middle with Norba, and we just do. You keep an eye, in the sky. If anything hostile starts coming us from the front, do your thing, and then if somebody is approaching us from behind, I'll give a shout.
All right.
Now, how far away, based on where we're at now, is the temple that we are supposed to go?
It's probably another couple days journey.
Couple
you
days.
You got to get through the valley.
How far is that by the way a Tyrexian flies?
So provided you could fly through the mountains and snow and stuff, I mean, it maybe a day. I mean, it's a journey still. Yeah.
Because
It'd very much be like letting the bird out to go try
Yeah.
to do a thing and waiting for it to come back. Sort of like it's not that close.
dag nabbit.
Yeah.
I say that because I could fly ahead and
And we
possibly
can
recruit.
you tape a message to your one of your claws,
Well, I have scrolls, so you don't have to actually. I can just put it in my scroll bag. You don't have to.
or you can just tell them once we get there.
You could use pliers to put a numbered metal band around his ankle.
Yeah.
So that way, in case he gets lost.
But I could go ahead and let them know that we
Return
are
to owner.
trapped between our destination, bringing this child that they are aware of, and
Sure.
the monks and Hermanu. That's an option. But we should never split the party.
Yeah, I think right now you're.
I mean, if you think that's best, I can't tell you not to fly out that way. But
I'm just throwing it out there as an idea, as a thought. Well, what am I asking you guys? I'll stay with you because obviously you'll get lost.
Listen, if we run into another,
I have the map and the protractor. I'll get us there.
If we run into another snow line, we need you to give it a nose job. So I mean,
that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that the value that you'll provide by keeping Norba safe, by staying with us and your advantage of height to see danger coming and give us a warning is probably of more value to us. Because
and we
I love the idea of this direct scene, like thinking himself just like a bad warrior, like flopping about trying to walk through the snow, just looking like this awkward turkey.
But I am a bad warrior, as the snow lion can contest.
Yeah.
and sooner or later you're gonna get hungry and we got all the food, so you might want to stick with us.
That's right.
I didn't think you were using it, but you're using it.
Yeah, I don't know if there's gonna be places for you to eat along the way, and
I would forego
carrying
food for the
a
safety
lunch
of
satchel
the young lady.
will slow you down.
All right, very well. I'll stay with you for, again, like I said, I have the
Give
map.
them a little lunchbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever
Protractor.
cartoon
And
characters
at
are
least-
popular and.
And
Now,
at least
we-
with me here, there's at least one brain amongst us.
Yeah.
What?
If we get a day out and it looks like we're getting closer, then maybe you might want to fly ahead. But we're 2 days out. We don't know. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Feel free to scout ahead for the foreseeable distance and see if anything is waiting for us to jump us. But
Yeah, that sounds good.
all right.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Don't count on.
Don't just sit there and watch. Oh,
He
this
may
is
get
gonna be
bored
good.
and just fly away. So.
Okay. So let's see. So we're gonna make survival checks for me.
All of us?
Yeah. It's for the. Well, you're still in like snowy mountain land.
It's not really my best
Open
thing.
open test.
Open test survival. Oh, you guys are probably fine. I rolled bupkis.
8.
6.
6.
7.
All right, everybody's fine. All right. So the journey over the next hour, a few hours or so, is unpleasant and cold and wet. But sort of emboldened by your victory over the snow lion and the fact that that young Yorba is still has her spirits about her. You manage to fight your way through the snows. There's a bit of a gap in the mountains ahead, where there's a valley that, according to the maps that you took from the ship, suggests that there's a valley called the Raksha Valley, and beyond that is a mountain top called the Broken Peak, and the Broken Peak is where the Temple of the Shining Grotto is.
Okay.
So
I relay this information to you, my party, my friends, my followers.
So as you followers, as you get closer and closer to the entrance to the valley, you notice that the climate seems to be changing a bit, and the snows are sort of becoming shallower and then eventually melting away, and you're in a bit of sort of almost muddy grassland, and finally, as the mountains part in front of you, you discover that the valley that spreads out beneath you is lush with dense foliage and brilliant green leaves.
Nice.
I'm so happy.
Oh, we get the Shangri-La of the Shard here. All right.
I like it. It means I could probably get some more bark paper. Writing down, the adventures that we are partaking in is taking up quite a bit of
Make
my
a perception roll.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're recording the adventures for
Posterity.
future,
Yeah.
as well.
Things I've learned so far are vast. The fact that with the sea lion over here,
The what? The
snow
The
lion.
sea lion.
I got a 10.
It's not open. It's just a basic skill test.
Oh, okay. So I got 1.
So
Just one success.
It's a 10. right? Open is a 10.
No, it's not an open test. It's a basic skill test.
Oh,
So
okay.
I need to know levels of success. Yeah. Open tests are basically when it's resisting against something else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just got one.
All right. So that's a failure unless you spend a point of spirit.
Okay, I'll spend a spirit point.
Okay. As you're approaching the jungle, sort of remembering some of those old stories that you've heard about Iron Hamanu, you're keeping an eye on some of the trees, and sure enough, you come across some of the thicker trunks that are covered in vines. You kind of pull some of the vines aside, and there are these carved wooden or stone would basically look like these angry monkey faces, like carved into the trunks themselves, or in stones that are set into these carved out hollows in the tree. Clearly meant to be a warning sign that you're entering the territory of the Iron Hamanu.
We might have to go around.
While that is certainly possible, you're not outfitted for it, and it would. Going around would involve scaling mountains.
Okay.
Warmer layers.
All right.
The other thing that I'm worried about is that the temple is. How far away are we from the temple at this point?
So the Broken Peak is on the other side of the valley.
Okay.
So we have to go through the valley of the hungry monkeys.
Sure, but it being a temple, it's not like you're scaling sheer surfaces. There are probably
Stairs.
there are probably stairs and pathways, and
Right.
some of them might be like some of those crazy things that you see on those viral videos of people like walking on planks that have been chained to the side of the mountain.
Right,
Fun,
which are
whatever,
the
but
worst.
But there's definitely a path up.
We might have to fight our way through this, so try not to fizzle out this time.
I'll try.
Is there a way that, how can we be stealthy? You can obviously blend in a tree, same, right? So we can make that happen.
Are you saying we all look alike?
No, obviously not. They have branches and leaves, and you just have branches. The wind took your leaves.
I think Naya's going to be the most conspicuous out of all of us trying to sneak through this valley.
It is. It looks like the jungle gets pretty dense.
So
Maybe if we glue some of my leaves onto her, she'll just look like a really big tree.
So do you want to like
I could still scout by from above like we have been already.
scout from? Okay, but do you want to stick to the foliage or you want to stick to the beaten path?
Well, let me go.
Is there a path? Is there a
There's a path
road?
leading from where you're at, like sort of the entrance to the valley. But it looks like it disappears beneath the trees pretty quickly. So there might be a trail, but it's still sort of in the denseness of the jungle.
Can you scout ahead for about the next few clicks, and then I'll come back and let us know if there's anybody
I can
in the
do that.
way?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Watch me get netted and pulled down, and you guys will be off to fend for yourselves.
Yeah.
Certain
If
death
you-
on your part. But
If you get hit with a net or a bowl, just squawk really loud, and we'll come a running.
I don't trust this. But I will do this because it is for the safety of the child, and I do this.
If you're not back in like say
An hour,
no like
30 minutes.
like 15 minutes, we'll come looking for you.
All right. Do we understand these kind of time frames?
So time obviously is measured very differently in the world of Overlight, but for the sake of everyone's sanity, we really recommend that you just use normal.
Oh, just normal time?
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
well.
at least when because otherwise.
We're really gonna have to come up with something though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. I'll do that.
Okay.
All right,
Power
so
pose.
you're scouting ahead.
Power pose and up.
We can't get too high because you got to go underneath the foliage, underneath the canopy.
Yeah. It's what?
I love how in his mind how he takes off is so different
Right,
than the reality of what we see. But
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in his mind, there's some
dark
Japanese
mix-
animation lines behind him as he
Right.
flies through the sky.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And so I'm going through the foliage,
All right.
the density of the trees.
You're mostly on scouting duty, right? So give me a perception roll.
All right. So with my perception, that's D8s and D10s, friends.
Correct. And we're gonna make that an open test
Dang.
because whether or not it's true, we're gonna assume that you think that you're trying not to be seen as you're doing this. So you don't know whether my dice roll actually means anything.
So I got 1 success and a 4 on my spirit die.
So what's the highest number? So open test.
6.
6. So you effectively have a 7 on your open test. So okay. All right. So so you just scout sort of you travel about 10 minutes or so in, and just kind of poke around.
Yeah.
So you occasionally see signs of what might be the creatures the size of Hamanu passing. Some broken branches in here and there, but you don't. It's hard to. You don't see any. You don't see any beings themselves, and you're not really sure how long it's been since they passed.
Right.
But again, you're just guessing at this point that that was in fact what was called.
Well, Taraxians don't guess. We know, and I know that I don't see any actual Humanu. Just that they may have passed through here. So that's what I will tell you guys when I come back.
Okay.
Okay.
Those are the facts. Just the facts.
Do we, like, based on this jungle, do we think that Algier does blend in, or does she really just stand out? Is it a?
So I mean, you could blend in, but I mean it's nothing. Yeah, I mean this is definitely sort of the thing to remember is that the flora on Banyan is very much temperate. And this is almost more of a very much a tropical jungle type environment.
Okay.
So it's not identical, but at the end of the day, it's still like branches and vines and trees and stuff. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
There's a difference if you look.
All right. we either press forward or we retreat. So
Yeah. Now let's go.
all right, same formation.
So Nye's in the front.
Yep.
Are you staying beneath the canopy or are you going above the canopy?
No, I stay beneath the canopy. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask, on my character sheet, it says under my belongings, iron bands of achievement.
Sure.
What are those?
So there are some of the belongings and stuff we reference back in some of the setting material, and some of it we don't intentionally. That being said, the Pyroi will frequently tattoo or brand the lower halves of their legs with sort of honorifics or sigils that represent certain rites of passage or achievements, or achievements, if you will. And sometimes it will also do iron bands around their feet as well.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So the idea is that is you being an Ember Tongue, you've gone through fairly rigorous training to become an Ember Tongue. So you at least have a few of these iron bands either around your feet or around your upper arms.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I was
Yeah.
hoping for more like, Wonder Woman bands.
Oh yeah, definitely no like crazy powered stuff. It's definitely more ceremonial. But yeah, they're significant to folks who know what they are.
Right. Okay, cool.
Right.
Thank you. All right.
Okay.
We're moving.
So, so as much as there is a trail, how much are you trying to follow the trail? And how much are you trying to stay away from it?
Right. So
I would feel like we want to stay on the trail for ease of passage through unknown locations.
right. Ease of
Yeah,
passage.
I'd rather be on the trail moving quickly than dealing with the unknown outside the trail.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the downside of a trail is that the trail's there because it's frequently used.
Right.
In a
Yeah,
jungle.
but at least we got an eye in the sky,
Sure. Yeah.
in case. So if anything's like making noise or
Stalking
rustling,
us.
stalking us, we might get some forewarning.
Maybe.
Yeah,
All right.
maybe.
Maybe.
I mean,
Yeah.
dice
Stopped
rolls
to
do
read a
look
particularly interesting scroll and forgot to
Yeah.
mention that there were guys coming.
that could happen. I mean,
Funny.
easily distracted with the idea of knowledge.
Right. Okay. All right. So now he's in front. Zocli is sort of scouting out as much as possible.
Yeah.
I'm in the rear.
Dafka's in the rear and Agir's in the middle. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I need another perception check from you.
All right.
And just give me a just normal skill check.
All right. 2 successes and a 1 on the spirit die.
All right. So that's a normal success. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You think that up above there's some motion of some large animals.
Forward of where our
Yeah,
location is.
Yeah.
All right.
Looks like you see some movement on the trail up ahead.
All right. Are they moving away or towards? Toward. All right. I will immediately return and let you know that there are creatures inbound. Perhaps we should take cover on the sides of the trail and let them pass.
They're on the trail.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna kind of back into the woods
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
the trail. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stay close enough to the trail where I can still blend in because I'm kind of a tree, and still observe what they're doing.
Okay. So you sort of bleed off the trail into the surrounding foliage a bit, and you briefly hear kind of a sort of an excited flurry of bird calls. You know, it was the birds in the area sort of got excited for a moment, and then they go silent.
Yes, they should. Do I recognize what they may have been saying, these birds? Do we speak universal language? I mean, Banyara, you understand what the trees are saying here, right?
We don't really talk. But
Oh, yeah, there's quiet.
There is a chroma power that lets you do that. You can make a beast raise check.
All right. I'll take it.
Probably not. It's worth remembering that you don't actually have a beak.
What?
You have a reptilian snout. I mean, you're closer to a dinosaur, so you're.
4 successes.
That's a 3, isn't it?
Yes, that's a 3.
Look like an 8. 3 successes.
Damn.
I should wear my glasses.
We've
Yeah.
got it with the numbers.
This is my glasses. I don't have my glasses on.
Okay.
I took them off.
You can't really tell what they're. I mean, they just seemed excited and some like startled.
Ignorant avians.
Unenlightened feathered fools. Great.
You don't have to know anything about animal language to know when all the animals around you go silent, or they break off and run in the same direction. Things are about to go bad.
I just thought maybe they wanted to stop chattering and listen to what's about to go down.
No, they're just like,
So, coming down the path are 2 Hamanu. Now, some of you have seen Hamanu, on Hark and in some other places, and there is something about these Hamanu that just seems different. They are they're more broad-shouldered. They're a bit physically more imposing than Hamanu, but they also just seem a bit more brutish, and they, if anything, they kind of seem more animal-like. But they are intelligent, and they're sort of grumbling in their deep, sort of stony voices to one another.
so they're conversing.
Yes.
I can see them.
Yes, you can.
Can we understand what they're saying?
I'm
But
gonna
not at
use,
this distance.
I'm gonna use voice in the crowd.
Okay. So again, for the rest of the folks, voice in the crowd is a chroma that literally allows her to listen in on a conversation that's happening at distance. And if she succeeds well enough, she can actually perceive it as if she was there. And if she rolls really well, you can almost like turn your head and sort of look around a little bit. So it's sort of a psychic projection. Are you? Well, this might be interesting.
Yeah.
You've only got 2 spirit points left.
Okay.
So theoretically, this could cause a shatter,
Which would be fun to see.
which would be fun to see. Yeah.
Yeah, but that first level might be useful.
Sure, and it's worth noting that a shatter, unless it says otherwise, a shatter does not mean that the channeling fails.
Okay.
So if you roll and you succeed and you shatter, only if it says the channeling fails and ignore the success level, the success still occurs.
All right. The shatter is basically what it costs my spirit pool.
Right.
So if I roll
as
over a
lo-
2,
correct. You can go to 0 safely, but if you roll a 3 or a 4, that'll cause a shatter. In which case you would, so on the character sheet, you would mark off first shatter and then write in the description of whatever happened. But we've got it described on here as well as to how that plays out.
So this would be kind of cool, so people can see a shatter possibly occur.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's for science.
Yes. Scroll at the ready, quill in the hand.
all right, screw it.
So what are the virtues involved?
Logic and compassion.
All right,
So
so-
3d10s and
3d6s.
3d6s.
Yeah, plus the spirit die.
Yeah.
He
1.
does not shatter.
All right.
But I got a 9.
So it's a single success.
Yeah.
So it's a failure unless you spend 1 more point of spirit, which would still not cause a shatter. it would take you to 0.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, and for the record, since that question always comes up, like, could you voluntarily cause a shatter in such an instance? Like, if he had 1 point left, and he rolled it at cost of 1, and he wanted to spend that 1 extra point to make sure it succeeds, you may. That is the only instance where you would voluntarily cause a shattering to happen.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and read the first level of success for the rest of the table, so they know what it is that's happening. But you don't shatter, but you have 0 spirit points left.
Okay. You clearly hear one of the voices involved in the conversation, your choice.
So, Giant Angry Monkey 1 or Giant Angry Monkey 2?
Giant Angry Monkey 1.
Okay. All right. So you can, so you know, by having half the conversation, you can sort of guess that they are on the lookout for trespassers, and they've heard that there are trespassers in the territory, and that it is probably connected to the crashed ship, and there is a third person, a third member of their party that is out abroad somewhere.
Okay.
So it's a patrol.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Wait for them to pass and then continue on our path
I
there.
think that's probably our best bet is
Waiting for them to
to
pass.
Yeah.
not have to get into a fight if we can.
Oops.
As we sit here waiting, cautiously, bated breath.
All right. So they pass.
All
They
right.
pass and don't seem to notice you. And you wait what feels like an appropriate time later as they
Wait,
pass.
I wait for the birds to start talking again.
All right, fair enough. Wait for the birds to start
Once the
talking
birds
again.
start getting comfortable talking again, then we roll.
Okay. All right.
Soon after that.
He meant the other birds.
Other birds, yeah.
He meant the other birds.
All right. So you slide out from behind your hiding spots on the trail, and you.
And I'll let them know there's one other person scouting around.
All right.
So
Okay.
I think we can take one if we have to.
1 is better than 3, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
hopefully, he
Yeah.
and she can take one.
Yes.
Yeah. All
So
right.
back into the air I go.
All right. So off you go. Flutter, flutter, squawk.
Just imagine you get worse at it every
Like,
time. Like you need a
in
little
your
running
mind,
start.
In your
you just
mind,
kinda
you're
like,
Superman taking off from the ground, but really, it's just,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Pebbles are shaking as I'm
Yeah.
powering up.
Yeah.
And that's just for my.
Yeah. In reality, it's a
Flailing on
rubber
my
band
belly.
airplane that's missing 1 prop. It's all good.
All right. So along the trail you go, and once in a while the canopy sort of breaks so that you can see the broken peak ahead of you. But you've got some hours of travel ahead as you sort of wind your way through this valley. It is a few hours later that in your scouting about, you realize at this point that your attempts at hiding have not been as successful as you thought, because there is a pair of Hamanu trailing you at a measured pace behind you on the trail.
Okay. So they're coming up at speed. Or are they just kind of tracking us?
It's not so much a tracking as it feels like they're following you at a measured pace. Like they know where you're at. They're not. Yeah.
I will swoop down in that kind of, land on your shoulder as I would.
Fly casual.
Fly casual, yeah. And let you all know that we are being followed. They are coming up quickly.
They're following you, or they're following the girl?
Us.
Okay, gotcha.
And that we should probably hasten our step to get to wherever we need to go. Hopefully that the temple will have some sort of guards or something at the base. So we are
Hoping the temple is actually
Son of a pick.
friendly at this point. It's not under control of
Right.
these guys.
Yeah. Well,
They
thank
may-
you for that.
I mean, there is that they're not in a hurry because we're just walking into, if we're just on our way to their home.
Right.
At this
Sure.
point.
Sure.
Let's keep it,
All right, do we want to just try to outpace these guys, or do we want to ambush them?
So you only see 2?
I only see 2.
So we have 1 unaccounted for.
Yeah.
We could try to ambush them. I mean, I can try to. So as an Ember Tongue, I have a chroma called Speaker's Fire, where basically, depending on how well it goes, at the worst case, Circle of Trust, as radiant, folk may open up to you as if you were their beloved friend. That's not going to be the best for us because we're not really trying to get information. But at the brilliant level, at the luminous level, it's assembled folk speak to you as if you were their friend. Yeah, radiant, it's as radiant. The folk open up. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm off. Oh, acquaintance, then friend. Oh, then
let's haul
then
ass.
confidence.
Let's just haul ass.
It's gonna be harder to get anything good out of him.
Yeah. I say we start trucking.
Yeah.
Start hustling.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Give me. Let's call it athletics.
Okay.
Everybody, give me an athletics check.
Oh.
Do I have
You
to
can,
make win more?
you can make one more. Yeah.
All right.
So I get 1 for the
Open.
No, just regular check.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you got there, Scott? Nothing.
I rolled a 4.
That's not going to help you.
Nope.
Because you don't have any successes.
Nope.
So
I rolled 2 successes.
I have 3 successes and a 4.
all right. So you're good at 4 successes. All right. All right. So for one reason or another, either Nye is a little too big to be hustling, like ducking underneath branches and stuff. It's just it's awkward for somebody of your size to be moving through this terrain, and perhaps Algier is a bit off kilter because it feels like it's home, but it's not.
Yeah, I
Like,
keep
you're not-
thinking I know where I'm going, but I'm not really
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, exactly. You're moving, but you're not making as good a time as you would hope. Davka, well, you're still in the rear though.
Yeah.
So you're sort of pacing yourself to make sure that
Yeah.
you're not outrunning the others. And you're sort of zipping on up ahead. When as you're moving along, there is, as if waiting for you, there is one of the Hamanu with a stone-tipped spear, just sort of standing like a sentry in the middle of the road, as you're flying out.
Right.
And what do you do?
I have no time for this tomfoolery, even
Okay.
though we have said earlier that tomfoolery can get you by. I would like to word of authority him
Oh, okay.
and tell him to flee
Okay.
so that, he should.
Okay.
So it's logic and wisdom, or logic and will.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
All right.
I count 2.
2.
And it's 1 spirit point.
Yep. 1 spirit point.
Okay. Was that a third
no.
success there?
Yeah.
That was a 10?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you would have to spend another spirit point to kick it up to the next level.
All right, which will put me at 0.
You're at 2 right now?
I'm at 2.
Okay, so that's your call. So you want a radiant? Do you want a luminous success or do you
I
want a
do
radiant
want a
success?
luminous success.
All right, so you're going to spend it so you can do luminous. Okay, luminous or radiant rather.
Yes.
So go ahead and read what radiant does.
So Radiant is going to give me a open test, persuasion versus mental. If you succeed, the target will comply with your commands in the most simple of terms.
Okay, so you need to make persuasion versus mental.
All right.
Open test. So go ahead and make your persuasion test. And I get to roll my mental dice. Looks like you got a 6.
Yep.
Right? 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay. All right. So you come swooping out, along the path, and there's this
Right.
heavily bodied, monkey fellow standing there in the way, and you say what?
Because it's one word. All I
Yep.
can say is I just tell him to flee, and making myself look a little bit larger. Flee. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's what I would do.
All right.
As all my feathers flare out. Suspenseful.
As a response,
Yes.
he strikes you out of the sky with his spear.
I don't know about that. I don't think that's right.
You take 3 points.
Yikes! So I'm going to take a mega wound.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's not a mega wound. It's a dramatic wound. So it is an injury that will be lasting.
1, 2, 3.
Correct.
All right.
All right.
So you get knocked out of the sky, and you have a. It's a substantial injury. Like you probably have a nasty laceration across your breast or across the wing or something.
I'll take it across my face.
Or across your face. That's fine too. You want it across your face? You got one across your face.
Yes, across my face.
That's fine. All right. So
All right.
So this thing strikes you out of the sky, and you go collapsing to the ground and sort of pull yourself back up. But he doesn't move. He just strikes you out.
Wow.
And then just and sort of puts his spear back up. And as you're sort of collecting yourself, he just goes, "Whoa,
Really?
whoa."
All that? That's a lot to say from someone like yourself, sir.
Oh, are you saying this as you're sort of picking yourself up and gathering you?
Brush
all right,
myself
okay,
off.
all
Of
right.
course.
You are trespassing in these lands.
We were just passing through these lands.
Trespassing.
Passing.
Trespassing.
I don't think that means what you think it means. We're just passing through these lands to get to the temple, as we have to deliver a package to the monks that live there.
They are enemies of my kind. That makes you my enemy.
How is it that you're so articulate now, but just a second ago you were grunting? I just don't get this. So if you can speak this way, then you must logically understand we are just trying to pass through. We mean nothing to your lands. We just want to get through, deliver a package, and go home ourselves. We wish to just leave your lands in peace.
The rest of you sort of come up behind, and you see this. You see his face bleeding, and this
Great scar across the face.
How did you become Irish all of a sudden? You're Scottish.
That's the only way you can describe that.
Okay. You say you're delivering a package
Yes.
to our ancestral enemies.
Ancestral, is it truly ancestral? Aren't you kind of one and the same? Same? Humano?
So does
They are betrayers of our bloodline.
so does Speaker's Fire only work on one person, or would it be a group if they were?
It is a group if they are present.
It's a group if they are present. Do we know how far behind are the two that were trailing us? Do we sense them behind us yet?
Yeah, you can make them out, just sort of coming through.
Okay. Are they close enough to where if I tried this, they're a group yet?
Sure, you'd have to wait. You'd have to wait for them to get up to the point where you got them on either side of you.
Yeah,
Listen, we don't want any trouble. We want to get out of your land as quickly as possible. So, is there anything we can give you to make you step aside and forget you ever saw us?
That's a big give.
That's a big gift.
As the other two Hanu are sort of coming up behind you, and this fellow goes, "The girl is one of the betrayers. Give us the girl."
Of course they would say that.
Nah, you know what to do.
We tried diplomacy. If it didn't work.
All right. Well, this is diplomacy.
The two behind us are a group, right?
Yeah, they'll come up behind you. Yeah.
The two they're considered a group, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
for purposes of this, that's everybody.
Okay,
It's
so this is
it's sort of everybody within the
Okay.
speaking circle.
This
as
is
it were.
wisdom and compassion. All right.
Big money.
Not really. So I'm looking for sixes.
Yep.
I got 2 and a 1. So that's
So go ahead and read it for the benefit of the table.
the assembled folk speak to you as if you are a well-known acquaintance.
Okay. All right.
So,
So what do you say?
I say to them, clearly we're of no threat to you. We only wish to pass through, and we'll be on our way, and you'll never see us again.
Why would you betray our trust by bringing one of these kind through the jungle?
We're delivering this innocent child for a trusted friend who will never return to this world.
Who is this friend? Are they friends who Hamanu kind?
We don't know their history, but now where he lives. He's a good person and doing well for others, and that's all we know of them. And we have no reason to believe that they will ever return here, and that they do anything that harms others where they live now.
You speak of such things that they do not matter to me. Why would you bring this girl in our jungle, into our home? This is our valley. Why would you betray us?
We're not staying here. We will pass through and on our way. We meant to fly over, but our ship that was carrying us crashed and all died. And we were
good meat was to be had on that ship.
Well, to each their own. But we didn't intend to cross through the valley, but we had no choice because the ship crashed and was destroyed in an accident. So this was our only path.
So make me a persuasion roll.
Right.
So here's the trick. So they're dubious, right? So despite the fact that your chroma ability has gone off, is triggered appropriately.
Yeah.
You basically, you are now a trusted friend who is
Right.
who is basically brought to them something that's an
Betrayed
affront
that
to their
friendship.
spirituality.
Right. All right. Persuasion?
Yes.
Two successes and a 1.
2 successes. Okay, so that's a luminous success. All right. So as much as you can make out behind this guy's sort of beast-like gaze, like he clearly has some sort of internal struggle going on. Like he believes you to be his friend, but at the same time, this is a slap in the face to have a Zenith monk come through, or the child of a Zenith monk. So to that end, it's worth noting. So just from a rules point of view, for this type of chroma, any chroma that has sort of an ongoing effect, there's nothing stopping you from attempting it again. A failure will not negate the previous success. You're just trying to get better than you did last time.
Oh.
So it's not cumulative.
I think
there are certain chroma that will
Sure.
specify add this success to the last success as you're building something.
Okay.
Most of them don't work that way.
Okay.
This is very much like you could try again and get better, but you won't screw the pooch if you
Sure.
if you fail. But you will obviously continue to spend spirit. At some point, you'll just run out of spirit.
Right.
Right.
So
now, to that end, obviously, you also realize that these folks' disposition has changed. Or is changing. So conceivably, offers of trade or monetary bribes or whatever might be a little, might be received a little differently at this point.
A great honorable gift.
Right. Well, now I'm an acquaintance. If I do get to Radiant, I'll be a beloved friend, which might help deepen their sympathy. So it's worth a shot. I don't think we can survive a fight.
No.
With these
I don't
guys.
think
Say the
so.
other plan was I was just going to
What's
be
your-
overcome with tree rage and start punching them. So it's probably best if we
Between
can
the
talk
two
this
of you,
out.
like the two of you are pretty capable fighters once you bring chroma into play.
Right.
I mean, you're just a big brute anyway, but
Sure.
you can also start exploding stuff
Right.
if you roll well enough, and you
Right.
can you can do some extra damage in fighting. So
Tree Rage might be fun.
you're not without martial abilities, but as much as Overlight is very much a heroic style game, fights can turn deadly very quickly.
Sure.
We're not trying to be jerks.
Right.
We're
Well, we
just
do
trying
have
to
the
walk through
child.
their
You're gonna have to fight
forest.
with a child under your arm.
And with that child, I feel like this particular tribe of Hermanu will take trophies very
Yeah.
seriously.
Sure.
A gift.
Oh, you mean a gift of a trophy?
A gift of a trophy.
Interesting.
Oh.
And
Okay.
with the mask that we were given, or I mean, we don't necessarily have to give that back to the family. We can tell that family that he was lost in the crash, and that the Hermanu claimed whatever they claimed. But we have used it. We can use it as a bartering tool here.
What else do we have?
So
I have
which raises
bark
an interesting
paper.
point. Which
Bark
is,
paper.
Which raises an interesting point, actually. So it's not currently written into the game, but it's something that I've been poking at for the Game Master book that comes with the screen. Is there are end of story rewards that are going to be experience points and spirit rewards, and often there are bonus spirit rewards for characters of particular core virtues that might have behaved in a certain way. Which lends me the idea, and something that I've been toying with for a while, is actually what if somebody whose core virtue was compassion decided to give away the last dying wish of a person who you were friendly with? Would that result in some sort of negative thing? At the end of your
possibly
story?
could.
Yeah,
but
it's compassion.
It
That's
is.
what it
Thank you. But also, would I not be compassionate to not let the child see the violence that we bring in, and also be more compassionate to the survival of a child over the death of the result of someone else's death?
Sure. And the result of a culture whose main thrust in life was the immortality and the passing on of their masks.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not that important.
But
He's dead anyway,
well,
right?
the immortality of that mask will now be held true to the Hermanu as a trophy of that individual's life.
Unless they use it for a dinner plate.
Even if they did that, that would be that'd be on them. I'm just
Anyway,
arguments being what they are.
You've added more fuel to my brainstorming about how
right.
how I want to.
I like it.
End of story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my catchphrase today, ladies and gentlemen. I like it.
Yeah. All right. So where are we at? So are you gonna try this again? You're gonna try to elevate the level?
Yeah,
Before-
I have
before
the
Doc goes
spirit,
through-
so might as well try to.
Yeah.
not-
And for those of you that hadn't seen all of the character sheets, Naya very much is the one that starts with the most spirit points.
Yeah.
That's just the way her character was built. During character creation, the way it works is you've got a fixed number of character points that you use to raise your skills and virtues, and by chroma, any character points that you don't spend literally just becomes your spirit pool.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, you can opt to have fewer character build to have a bigger spirit pool.
If I can get brilliant, they're going to escort us to the temple.
yeah, brilliant is yeah.
Legendary.
No.
Yes. How's that? Okay, excellent.
No, I didn't do any better.
So you got 2,
Yeah,
not 3, just 2.
just 2.
Just 2. Okay, all right. So that is 1 more spirit. Well, at least you're not spending any spirit points.
No. All right, I tried.
Okay.
Do we have anything else before we give away? Anybody have anything that they might be interested in?
So you were the one who was attempting to sort of barter with them anyway. If you would like to make a wealth test, we can sort of sweeten the agreement there. Again,
Okay.
they are
Okay,
They
let's
believe
like-
them to be friends at this point. They believe you to be friends at this point. So
Okay, so the wealth test.
and they're not especially smart. So yeah, so the trick is you need to select a skill that you think you're using. So whether that's persuade, whether it's persuasion as you're attempting to talk your way past them, or even intuition as you attempt to read
okay.
what it is that might allow
How about performance?
Okay, to what end?
I'm going to try to convince them that letting us bribe them is way more advantageous to them than the fight that they're going to have to put up with.
That sounds like persuade to me.
Okay.
So performance would be
That also
some,
sounds like intimidate.
Yeah, some lying or some subterfuge, like something that suggests that you're crafting a bit of fiction around the idea.
I was going to regale them with the details of our journey and let them know that we are not the easy fight that they think we are.
We scratched a lion.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay. Let's use performance then.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of intimidation.
All right.
But not so direct. Sort of. We've journeyed a long way and we've kicked a lot of ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So wealth plus performance.
Wealth plus performance.
Okay.
Correct. Plus the spirit die.
All right.
You're always rolling the spirit die.
Oh, sorry.
Take it.
I count 2.
2. Okay, 2.
Okay.
All right. Look, it's late. We've been on a long journey. I'm going to let you know right now. We crashed on an airship. We survived the crash. We hiked here for 3 days. Fought off a snowcat, all right? I'm going to dig into my
Snowline.
pockets. I'm giving like the counterfeit coins and the House of Rena mask, all right? And one of my steel knives, all right?
Oh, and the mask. Okay.
And the
All
mask.
right.
All right, like, this is all we got. You know, you can either take this, get whatever value you can from it, and let us go to the thing and complete our job. Or we can just fight because, you know, we've been fighting all the way here. 3 more motherfuckers really isn't going to make a difference to us.
And by the way, can we throw any dice into like as an assist?
Sure, absolutely.
And,
yeah.
All right. So
It's got to be performance though at this point.
Oh, great.
Because if you're buying into the, yeah.
So when he presents the mask of Verena,
Yep.
I would like to add to the story behind the mask.
Okay.
I have one, and I don't have any more.
You don't have any more spirit. So yeah,
So
you squawk nonsensically.
the mask, it's awesome.
Yeah, I guarantee you that mask belongs to the House of Verena. I guarantee you, if you use that as a trophy, people from like across all the shards are gonna think your tribe's a bunch of badasses.
Algier, get ready to fight.
Yep. Putting my roots down and getting my angry fist ready.
Just kind of
So this fellow reaches forward one of these these big fat simian fingers and sort of knocks the coins aside and sort of runs the finger along the knife and then picks up the mask. House what?
House of Verena.
A mask.
Basically, that mask is handed down from ancestor to ancestor. So anybody who possesses that mask pretty much possesses the history of that house. So the fact that you have it means you probably took it from him, and you are a total badass.
No! Throws it at your feet. No! No! And the couple of guys behind you, start moving forward a little bit and puffing out their shoulders a bit and squatting like they're getting ready for some sort of fight.
I sigh as heavily as a monkey wearing a tree can sigh.
All right, well, it's knife fight time.
Okay. I will let you guys take the first action since you were clearly
Prepping for it.
prepared for this outcome. So why don't we let you guys go first as these folks move in?
All right, I'm going to use my Wrathful Strike.
Okay.
Which
So
is
that is
will
in
and might.
addition to an attack roll, right? Yeah, it's in addition to an attack roll, I believe is the way it is written, right? So you have to make the chroma test first.
Okay, so that is will and might. Might is 8, so I need 3 8s. And will is 6s. I fall down. I have 1 success.
Okay, so that's not good enough. So you may choose. How many spirit points you got left?
7.
7. Okay, so you may, if you wish, choose to spend the extra point of spirit to kick it over to a radiant success, or to a luminous success.
I want to punch some other monkeys in the face.
Okay, so that's 2 points.
other monkeys.
So that's 2 points. So what does luminous do? I believe it just adds 1 point of damage to your next
Your
attack.
next successful melee attack adds 1 to the total combat damage.
Okay, all right. So go ahead.
But there's a blur of red fists.
Right. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
Which will be...
That's brawl.
Okay.
So brawl plus might.
I'm better at brawl then. All of my...
So it has to be successful in order for the Wrathful Strike thing. So you must have at least 1 success in the mix. And just count successes.
Yes, I have 2 of them.
2. All right. So that's going to be 3 total damage because it's plus 1 for the Wrathful Strike. Okay. All right. So you spin about and you strike one of these guys behind you. That's sort of moving up, and you slam a few of these blurring red fists into this thing's chest and catch it a bit off guard.
And box his ears soundly.
And box his ears soundly. Right.
All right. The same one that Algier attacked,
Okay.
I'm going to try to just whack as hard as I can.
Okay. So
Brawl.
So brawl. Right. Well, you got that big staff too.
Oh, I have a big staff?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter really, but yeah.
Yeah. Nope. 1 success.
Okay, well, 1 is still something.
Okay.
Right. So you
Okay.
move forward on this thing, and it's sort of hastily bringing up the spear to strike off your blows, but you're much bigger than it is. So it's getting sort of it has to take a few steps back under the onslaught of the 2 of you.
All right.
Davka or Gazakli?
I'm the lead guy with the spear.
The guy in the front. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and stab him.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 successes. Yeah, 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. All right. So you sort of dart. You're much smaller than this thing is.
Right.
You dart in with a couple of blades as you're trying to get in up under his guard, and he's not expecting you. So you manage to sort of slice up his fur a little bit and cause some superficial damage to his abdomen. But
Okay.
he mostly appears unfazed. Zockley.
I'm going to go into a defensive posture around Norba so that in case they decide to try to snatch her and run off, I will try to prevent that if they go that route.
Alrighty.
Because I'm not in the position to be like as awesome as I was against the snowball.
God, you're out of spirit points, right?
I am.
All right, so we don't even have. There is such a maneuver called protect ally, but without any spirit points, you're sort of flailing, just hoping for the best.
Yeah, I
get
go
in the
straight into
yeah,
my
yeah.
capoeira positioning and dancing about. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Fury pool kick in.
So Fury Pool, you don't start with any Fury Pool. So
Okay.
anytime you make an attack roll and you roll a 4 on the Spirit die, you get a point of Fury.
Okay, gotcha.
So as you might expect, there are a couple of different backgrounds and a couple chroma abilities that
Gotcha.
that manipulate Fury. But for the most part, like you'll only end up with a couple points.
Gotcha.
In any given combat. Okay, so the one that is being pushed back by the two of you goes after Naya and hits you for 3 points of damage.
Okay. That's a lot. 2, 3.
So did that take you over a red?
Yep.
All right. So what's that look like? So that's going to be a meaningful wound of some sort.
Big.
He's got sort of
Yeah.
big crazy monkey fists, and he's got a crude spear.
Yeah, big gash on my arm.
Big gash on the side of your arm. Okay. The one that you're trying to sort of get up underneath his defenses seems a bit startled by your ferocity and only manages to hit you for 1 point as he's trying to back away.
Okay.
As you're sort of ducking in at his belly. And then the third one takes a few steps back and makes a rather loud call that sounds like the startling of a bunch of birds.
Yeah, nobody likes that.
Yeah, yeah, it's very much the sound that you heard earlier in the jungle.
Oh, he was the birds.
Yep.
Nice.
So, background to you guys.
All right.
What are you gonna do?
So Algier or Naya.
Punch him in the face.
Okay, you gonna try to use Chroma again? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Chroma roll first.
Mm-hmm. Got 3.
All right, so that's just luminous again, unless you want to spend another point.
What is the difference?
I think the next one lasts the whole combat,
Yeah, I'm gonna use another one.
doesn't it? All right, so that's 4 points total.
Oh man, I'm down to 1. Okay.
All right, so now you're at +1 for the rest of the combat, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so go ahead and make your attack roll. So this is the one that you and Naya are.
So when this one says all successful melee combat attacks, does
that means as long as you roll at least 1 success.
So
you
only
get to add 1
mine.
damage. Correct. That's just
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't get to add my leafy fury to everybody else.
No. Nope.
All right, now I'm gonna brawl.
And yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
Count them up.
I got 4 successes.
4. So you're gonna do 5 points of damage. All right. So you knock this guy to the ground. Like your fists in a blur of sort of flickering eldritch fire. Sort of pummel this ape until he stumbles back on his short legs and falls to the ground. He's still conscious and fighting, but he's down.
Okay.
I'm probably really embarrassed.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay. So I think that one you've got going in a good direction. So the other two are closer together.
So there's the one in the front
Yeah.
who's fighting Davka, and then there's one that took a few steps back and is making what must be some sort of warning call or bird call.
Okay, a few steps back. Okay, so over in their direction.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to use the spark.
Oh, okay.
That's better.
Ooh, that is nice.
4 and 1.
Yeah, there's no way to cheat that one up. Not at 4.
No.
At 5 points, you could cheat it up.
Okay, so blazing sight of a. So I'm basically gonna try to direct this on one of them.
Right.
Because
so
they're
basically the
flammable.
the ground at their feet.
Yes.
Sort of goes up, right? Okay.
Right.
So that's going to cost you 1 spirit point.
Yep.
All right. So I will presume you're hitting the one making the bird call instead of the one that's fighting Davka.
Yeah.
Okay. The almost pleasant sort of trilling of bird noises the coming out of his throat turns into a bit of a piercing gargle. It's like "Roar!" as the fire goes up around him and the fur around his legs catches.
Excellent.
And now he's utterly distracted from whatever he was doing because he's on fire.
Right.
What does burning angry monkey smell like?
We'll find out.
Probably pretty right.
Find out soon enough.
Pretty right.
Barbecue.
Right, Mongolian barbecue. Davka, let's do Davka. You're fighting
get Norba and run.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna take another stab at lead spear guy.
Okay, are you out of spirit points, right?
I'm out of spirit points.
Okay, all right. So no accurate assaults or anything like that.
Nope.
So okay, all right. So you're just doing stabby.
Yep. All right. Two.
2. Okay. All right. Same thing. He seems to not quite be able to keep up with your small stature and your quick darting blades, and you're kind of harrying him and making little pinpricks and little cuts, keeping him occupied and causing damage, but no mortal wounds of any sort.
Follow me, child.
Okay, and
We're
you
gonna
head
towards the temple.
toward the mountain. Okay, all right, toward the trail to the mountain.
Yep.
Alrighty, which leaves us with the one fighting Davka. That's bad news. You're gonna take 4 points.
Okay.
So this ape fellow seems to finally, kind of gather his senses from this furious woman at his feet, and kind of pulls himself back and checks you a few times with the haft of his spear before finally connecting with the non-pointy end, like right across your midsection, and sends you flying back into the dirt a little bit.
Right.
And one presumes that tipped you over into a dramatic wound.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably like a cracked rib or something.
Okay.
Okay, the fellow on the
You said
ground.
4 points.
4 points.
Okay.
Yeah. The fellow on the ground that you knocked down is just kind of getting to his feet and trying to take assessment of what's going on, because between the bird flying off and his other buddy who's now on fire, he's not quite sure how to proceed.
Understandable.
So it's to you guys.
Gonna punch him again.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna use my wrathful fist.
You don't have to. It's ongoing
All
at this
right.
point.
Oh, that's right. I get my plus
Yep.
one all the
Yep.
time.
You get +1 no matter what, as long as
I'm
you roll
just
at least
gonna
1
hit it with
six.
my regular fist.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, they're still. I mean, but they're flickering angry
Yeah.
fists.
I just don't mean it as much now.
That looks good.
And 2. I got 2, and I rolled a 2.
No, you got another one over there.
Did I?
The 8.
Where is there an 8?
Oh, that's right
yeah,
there.
I got that one.
Oh, 8 plus 7.
sorry.
Yeah.
So 2, so 3. All right. That is actually going to finish him off. So as he's getting to his feet, you move up and you strike him a few times, and there's as your fists come away, there's even a few sort of flickering trails of eldritch flame that kind of lick around where you're hitting him. But eventually his eyelids flutter and he falls to the ground.
Oh god, I feel so bad. We're
Can-
nice monkey-free people.
Cannibal Hamanu, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Naya,
Okay, so how's the ape on fire doing?
he's on fire and not happy. Yeah,
He's not happy?
Yeah.
He's still
yeah.
flailing around.
Yeah, he's still flailing around. Yeah.
Okay, but he's making a lot of noise.
He's he's hooting and hollering. Yeah. And the one that was doing the talking just knocked Davka to the ground.
Okay,
So-
I'll go after that one.
But now they're fairly well separated, so it's easy to get in there.
Okay, well, I'm going to go, again, running start at that one and
Okay.
try to just whack that one in the head
Okay.
as hard as I can.
Do you have spirit points left? Do you want to try like a mighty blow or anything? Any sort of.
Oh, how does that work?
Well, basically, so with mighty blow, that's much like accurate fire. You basically spend 2 spirit points,
Yeah.
and as long as you succeed, the roll of your spirit die just adds straight up to your damage.
Yes.
Okay, so you spend 2 spirit points.
Yes. Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I will knock.
So you're trying to clock him beside the head and just knock him to the ground.
Yeah,
So as long as you
end
make
it.
some successes,
Okay.
you're gonna add the spirit die to your total.
Oh. Wait, on this die, that's a 6. That's good. That's it. So 2 successes
And a 2.
and a 2.
So 4 points.
Yep. And 2 of that.
Okay, so that's all right. So you rush forward and sort of swing those massive fists of yours and knock him about a few times, and even drops his spear as he staggers back from you. He's got countless little cuts and pinpricks like all along his thighs and belly from when Davka was fighting him. And now it just seems like he's overwhelmed as you're moving forward and just pummeling him.
Okay.
I like it.
I want the spear.
Davka. So there's one on fire, and there's the one that Naya sort of.
Did she knock him down, or did she just like?
He's still on his feet, but he's hurting now.
Okay, I'm gonna take another stab at him.
Okay, so you're gonna go in there, and now the two of you are fighting this guy. Okay.
Yeah. Two.
Okay.
Two.
Okay, so you dart in, and there's a few more strikes and stabs around his midsection, and you actually manage to cut his forearm open pretty good as he's attempting to keep your blows off of him. The light in his eyes has changed a little bit as he's realized he's not going to win this fight as he's up against the Harkeen and the Pyroid. You're just zipping on ahead. You're keeping pace with the girl as she's running.
Yes.
Right. Okay. All right. That leaves the fellow on fire who is sort of running and trying to roll and do what he can and pat himself, and he's not performing especially well. And the fellow that's still fighting you guys lands a couple half-hearted blows on you for 2 points.
Okay, that's another red.
Yeah, he's just but he's strong enough that
Yep.
you're getting pummeled pretty badly.
Okay.
So you probably maybe it's a scrape across the cheek with the with the spear tip or
Cut to the
something.
face.
Cut to the face.
Okay.
All right.
Scar across it.
Okay. So that's back to you guys. Are we ignoring the guy on fire and hoping he'll just
I'm not even
continue to burn
I'm
and
fine
then
with
once this other fellow's down, you guys can just run for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's occupied.
Yeah,
the
he's
fire's
absolutely
either
occupied.
gonna
Yeah.
either kill him or
Okay. All right. So there's just this one stubborn fellow who won't run or won't back down.
Okay.
But he's clearly outnumbered, and you can tell he realizes.
you have a good bonus to your attack right now,
Yeah,
right?
Punch
It's
him in
still
the
going.
face.
Okay.
You probably don't want to punch the guy that's on fire. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's finish the.
I'm kind of flammable
Yeah,
myself,
yeah.
so.
right.
Let's try to finish the guy that's a threat.
That's 3 and a 3.
Ooh.
Okay, so 3 plus the 1 for the damage, so it's 4. So you finish him off, like your angry fists
I'm
sort
a
of
murder
knock into this
shrub.
guy and knock him murder shrub, and knock him to the ground, which leaves just the guy that's on fire, who's desperately trying to put himself out.
Hey, I hand him the spear. I pick the spear off the ground and hand it to him. It's like, you want to do the honors?
Wow. Coup d'etat.
Oh, you gonna put him down?
I mean, he's in pretty bad shape, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
mercy killing.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Let's.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
yeah. So he's rolling around on the ground, and you come up and you wait for the right moment, and you strike him through the throat.
Sure.
And he stops. Just the faint crackle of flames and the stink of burning fur to mark his passing.
All right.
All right.
We need to catch up.
let's
to
get outta
them
here.
because.
Okay.
You want to keep the
knows?
spear?
Huh? No. I've got a nice staff.
All right, let's
Yeah.
Yeah, this
She's
is-
got this big ceremonial staff. She
This
doesn't
is
need a.
Walmart quality. I don't
go.
know.
Okay, I take the spear with me.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay. All right. So, so you run as fast as you can to catch up to the catch up with the Tyrexian and the girl, and you manage to catch up, and you keep hustling, and you can't keep up the pace for very long, but you go as much as you can and kind of push yourselves, and at some point you hear back in the jungle sort of some angry hooting, and you realize, okay, well we gotta pick up the pace again, and you push yourselves so you get to the other side of the valley, and there are as expected there are some carved stone steps in the side of the mountain, and some rather frightening precarious kind of like iron rung ladders, luckily big enough for a Hamanu to scramble up, so you can kind of maybe squeeze your weird feet into that thing as you get your way up there. And it's exhausted and bloodied when you get to the top of the peak, and there is a shining temple built into the face of the mountain, and there to meet you is a Hamanu woman who is has the face of the Hamanu that you're much more used to encountering. Doesn't have that feral look in her eye, and she is draped in a ceremonial sash, and she steps forward with palms outreached, and she says, "I see that you've arrived. Somewhat worse for the wear, but intact." And she makes direct eye contact with Norba, who sort of smiles shyly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Relatively intact.
We
Except
have.
for
We're,
this.
we,
Nothing.
we expected to be here a few days earlier, but we had some trouble and had to cross the valley.
Please come in. We can have tea prepared for you.
Okay, we kind of got some hostiles on our tail.
They won't climb the mountain.
Okay, good.
They're mean and they're lazy.
Yeah.
So,
Stairs.
so the populace of the temple are paired monks and Hamanu, although Venerable Chari, the Hamanu woman in charge, clearly something must have happened to her monk at some point in the past. As she's a lone individual. But over the next a couple of days, you are you're sort of given opportunity to rest, and you can you take some baths in some pleasant sort of heated pools, and you discover that the Temple of the Shrine and Grotto is a one of the smaller Zenith orders, and they are the monks there are trained in using skills of their hands and artisan skills to help with the crystals that are mined from the hidden mines, where the crystals that fuel so many of the crazy technologies of Overlight come from, which is a closely guarded secret of the Hamanu. But these monks here are sort of led into that secret, and Norba was sent here because she likes working with her hands, and she the solace of the snowy mountainsides will be much more to her preferred lifestyle. After you've rested, the Venerable Chari invites you to stay for as long as you like to recover, and she has friends in Kontong City that can arrange for a more comfortable commute or caravan away from this temple to get you back to wherever it is you'd like to go from here. So at this point, so that's the end, as it were. Everybody will get 1 experience point for the session. And then the Venerable Chari actually rewards you each with a small crystal rod. It's about this long. It is of the very valuable sorts of crystals that they use for these strange technologies, but it's not quite the correct cut or correct growth to give a special value. But it is considered a valuable for those purposes. So you can add
They were going to sell it at the outlet store,
Zenith
but it's easier to just give it to
or
us.
a rod of Zenith crystal. You can add your
Nice.
things there.
So I
It's my
assume that the
branch.
monks and the other Humanu here are like just regaled by the stories I tell of our travel here.
Oh, sure. There's probably a monk.
They're polite.
Yeah. There's probably a monk there
Yes.
whose sole duty it is to record the tales of the order.
Perfect.
So who knows what the future might hold for Norba, but in case she becomes a member of some note, like the story of her arrival, might very well be important to future generations.
And the story of Norba has begun.
I completely thought we would get there and one of the monks would have like a pet snow lion with a bandaged shoulder, like and just ice grilling us, like.
You did this to me. Very cool.
So this is, this is a very short scenario designed, for this sort of contained, time period here. I congratulate you on the spins that you put on the story and forced me to go in unexpected directions,
Yes.
which is always nice, right? Like you try to accommodate for certain decisions, and the best laid plans of the game masters usually get thrown aside by the actions of the players. But it does mean if in the fullness of time we turn this into a proper adventure that we can sort of release to the masses, I'll have that much more fodder to sort of direct the game master for what if they do this.
Right. It's very good.
Yeah, nice.
I liked it.
That's
Thank you very
great.
much, Paul.
So yeah, you're most welcome. Yeah, you successfully avoided most of the combat, using negotiation and stuff. Something worth noting, again, to sort of pull the curtain back a little bit, beasts and NPCs have a rating called Zeal, which is, you could argue, is sort of their equivalent of Spirit. What Zeal points, they're usually very low, they're usually 1 or 2 points. Iron Hamanu tend to have more than that because they're zealots basically. But Zeal they can be spent to add 12-siders to their rolls, so you can boost rolls, throughout a combat. But they can also be used if the character is named. So if it wasn't just any Iron Hamanu, but if it was some sort of chieftain of Iron Hamanu that had a name as part of their description, any named characters can actually use Zeal points to ignore successes of Chroma. So for example, if that fellow that you were attempting to Speaker's Fire on happened to be, some sort of important personage in the culture that they had a name associated with them, you might be able to use Zeal points to ignore that. But again, it's a very finite resource as the Game Master. The Game Master has to make those decisions like, okay, do I ignore this now?
Yeah.
Or do I roll with it and then, save those points for extra 12-sided dice in combat if something nasty occurs.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Nice.
So that's about it. So, I would also probably reward you guys with, I would think at least 2 points of spirit apiece, seeing as how you delivered a young girl to her new home, and her welcoming new family.
Nice.
And we only had to murder 3 angry monkeys to do it.
They are cannibal zealot monkeys.
Yeah.
Maybe once you get to know them.
So they actually have their surge ability actually enables them to add damage to their rolls, and if they're targeting a monk or another Hamanu, they get to add extra damage.
Wow.
And they still got beaten up by a tree.
That is good.
Favorite enemy.
Very cool.
Yeah, Raging Defiance is the name of their ability. They get +1 damage if they roll a surge, or +2 or 3 if the targets are monks, or Zenith monks or Hamanu.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Iron Hamanu are no joke.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. You guys did quite well against 3 Iron Hamanu.
So, the adventure, that was interesting. I dare say, much like many adventures, my plots did not withstand the assault of the players' decisions. There were a few really clever ideas that sent me running for fresh plot lines as I recovered from some very smart play. I haven't said this out loud yet, but all credit goes to the Binyari player who screwed up everything from my point of view. But it was very well done. A lot of the fights got avoided, which is always a good thing, as fighting is very dangerous. But our heroes saved the day, and delivery of their precious cargo was achieved.
So you just saw us play. I got to use some of my diplomacy. Sometimes it didn't work so well. I did get to take a monkey and set him on fire. That was really fun. And as you witnessed, Zockley served me well as my tutor and mentor and servant.
Once the action got going, the fights were the best part because we kind of used our talents to coordinate our attacks. So the fights got pretty epic, and towards the end, Davka, she's a scrapper, so she took on somebody like twice her size and held her own, even though she was injured. So at the end, it was an epic battle where guys that should have had the advantage got their butts handed to them. So that was the most satisfying part of the adventure. Plus the part where we all took down a line together. That was great.
So my favorite part of the game was when I came in, swooped in, and clawed the snow lion's snout, thus just putting the fear of the Taraxian, people into his heart, and he ran off.
I hate that bird.
Nothing greater than that, right? Being this BA warrior.
I am also an unstoppable murder shrub. And it was great.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. This has been Game Trade Media doing a playtest of Overlight. If you want to find out more about Overlight, just search on Facebook or go to facebook.com/playrgs.
Yes,
And
that's
you
correct.
can find Renegade Game Studios Facebook page for more information so you don't miss out on anything coming out of the Overlight shards. And I'd like to thank everybody here. Paul, thank you for GMing for us.
Thanks for having us.
And Scott, thanks for picking up the game.
Oh, my pleasure.
Molly, Larry, thank you for joining us for this amazing playtest.
Hey.
And thank you, everybody watching. Go to your friendly local game store and become part of your gaming community. And we will see you at the game store.